Around this roundabout again. They said I'm from way back when, but we were supposed to be friends, never meant to end. It's trendin to offend me. Bench warmers intend to wrench in their pension, ascension toward deficits, but the definition of their crept up shit to render me with no hits is well the devil's business, tempting me to sell my soul for the pent up infants who came to town to reflect the gimmicks as they belt out Kristen's hellish ambition toward the rebellious Christians who swell up bitches' hotel admissions. They came from far and wide to tell these hicks and pigs that they're jealous of their winnin, and you quelled them with pictures yelling their names in the distance of the venue whistlin, and they bellow, "This is it." Fellow listeners in the crowd meltin to the crisp singing, but only because it's lip syncing. These stars can't come to grips with a single thing. The Simps bring their little VIP passes and sit pretty until the ditz starts winging it like a gimp, sheesh. They can't admit the beat in my lyrics are steep. I was a lick in the streets that you pimped and defeated so you can strip tease the crowd, then limp and leave cause they figured out you're a cheap stigma, a freak that triggers leaps into our little feet to dig all the heat, but your crib should be deleted because you fibbed and creep up on my bridge towards complete digits. Deceit is what you fidget with, and I believe you're dipping in my jeans for the quickness that you need to flip it on your team and ditchment in between the sips of lean and exquisite dreams. You rigged all of our seats to make us vigorously extreme and try to mix with the yeast while I'm picketing without cease, cause these big weak whip fiends don't sizzle and grease like a chicken feast, even though they're jipping the ones with the least like a frigid breeze, while I'm still kicking them out of the deep visions I keep for my own wisdom, so flee until I get them on their knees. The grid I'm in is fleek, but these sinners bid on what I reap because they're beginners, kid, and they repeat in their tries to get a gig on what I preach. But these niggas geeks giving it up to teens, bricks of weed and cigs and beans for the dick in your cheeks. Picking up magazines, fixing up for a good read, and swigging up Hennessy. I'm pissed at what's meant to be. A bunch of peeps sticking up for demented dweebs, bickering enough to send me flipping off to sense of Yeezy's trips in a bucket's reppin' white tees, and slipping bucks into henchmen's wallets. Please drift off a cliff or something, desperately wishing for a hubby who's delicate. Meet me at the beach, fishing for a hug from someone I've yet met with cheese. Been a thug since gel pens, hee hee. Finished with drugs since the bell rang. Creativity seeps into my lenses and tugs at me. I fell inept to them, my decree proceeds. I take steps to lunge into the sea. The jets left and I see each being who technically punked me. I want to be free, but they intercept my depth and teach them to cheat on me. My check gets subjected to these heathens. They're felons at best, and my plea is unneeded by these Texans and West End leeches, 12-year-old and 11-year-old, who press me for reasoning. Heck, I'm on a quest to see who Jesus has impressed by his death. It seems just like me, they greedily test how much bullshit I can detest while they're cheering for Nicki and Cardi B. I'm up to my neck in how much people flex on me. Weirdly enough, they invest in these messes, guarding their pardoning. Is a gesture so immense because they're largely retarded but blinging? When will the adventure bring the rest of these marketing schemes? Bled, waiting for their arrest, bar these quarreling narc queens, lest we forget the heartstrings that I charted clean. Treasure chest full of sardines or marbles that gleam. Manifest to my guests how charged I am to be, finessing my breasts to your parched screen. Delectable chest to spar with your weenie. Splendid confession, I started feeling up my legs to my head, then they swarmed to meet me. A fetish for my spread, parts and pieces like eggs and lettuce for all that seating. We on the bed stretching and warring like demons. I was misled and dreaded by postpartum creatures who bled for several years, then was brought on as a feature, but took the lead instead to her body, then released it. The blood was red and they fled. Cops came and documented the bleeding. Megan Thee Stallion was regulated for popping up in the grievances. Since then, she has slept for more hours than recent than when she was the penmanship for a lot of peeps, stirred and blended with attention. Now she's dropped in the season. Censored from the ensure that she will get caught or get treated like a bent sword or a death lord. They sought her out for deceiving gents and poor men who swore they bought her CDs when she stored my prepped lore for her couch in Lamborghini. Hence my horror, relent or let me flourish from my own mouth to the cities that slept, cause their border digress into more slop from Diddy. Cause the fresh they ordered smells of death and whores they ain't on lock. They're pitying themselves cause they're sore losers and jeopardized. core influencers when they mock them hideously. Trent Reznor lent the aux cord and I rocked this headbit with the AC on full blast. Bullies in the past or I shouldn't be in the cast. Pull me from the rash of having fools that eat flabbergasted to drool on me till I collapse. Surely I shall pass the rookies through my ass. Then flush them, don't dust them or come on them. Just dump them and wonder if you can jump in for this tongue twist in this jungle spinning. Once in a lifetime spitting of the done did it bubblegum munching and gun trigger and fun schism with sun glistening on my bun skin, wiggling my butt, giggling my tummy, fitting in with scum, bitten by bugs, summer blitzing, covenant administering, mean mugging for riches, split giving a fuck between two infants, twins, bitch, get it in, hindering or on jiggling jugs or skittles tits. Bugging y'all with nip slips, fucking y'all with my hips, gripping ya, tugging on your inches.